Hello there, this is CC Ryder. In this Moto Tips video, I'm going to show you how to perform an oil change on an MT-10. While this video is specific to the MT-10, the majority of the instructions will still apply to just about any motorcycle. On screen, you'll see the tools that you'll need for this project, as well as a couple optional ones that I recommend. So let's go ahead and jump into it. For an oil change, it's best to have the bike upright, either on a stand or a lift. But if neither is available to you, you can still perform the oil change with it on the kickstand. However, you'll find it's a little more difficult to navigate. Either way, make sure to warm up the bike for about 5 minutes. Next, you'll want to remove the engine oil filler cap. Now, under the bike, you'll want to remove the engine oil drain bolt. For the MT-10, this will require the 6mm hex socket. When removing bolt, make sure that the gasket comes off as well. It's recommended that the gasket be replaced with every oil change. As you can see, I've placed cardboard on the ground under the oil pan. This helps to catch any oil that may splash out or drip off of the bolt or the filter after I remove them. Now that the majority of the oil has drained from the bike, it's time to move on to the filter. You'll notice that first I place aluminum foil over the bike's headers. This will protect them so that oil doesn't run off onto them. The oil filter that I have installed previously is a K&N oil filter, and it has built into it a 17mm socket so that it can easily be removed. However, if the oil filter you're removing does not have this, then you'll need to use an oil filter wrench to remove it. The oil filter also has a rubber seal inside of it. Make sure that this comes off with the filter and is not left behind on the bike. Now that the oil has completely drained from the bike, it's time to reverse the process and put on the new oil filter. You should take some fresh oil and lubricate the seal of the new filter and then place onto the bike. The next step is to torque down the oil filter, but make sure you do so according to the specifications of the bike. For the MT-10, it should be torqued down to 13 foot-pounds. We can now reinstall the engine oil drain bolt. Make sure to install a new gasket as I mentioned before. Again, the drain bolt probably has specific torque specifications for your bike. Be sure to check the owner's manual for that specification. For the MT-10, it is 17 foot-pounds. With the bike closed back up, it's time now to add oil. Once again, check the owner's manual of your bike for the recommended type of oil as well as the amount of oil to add. As you add oil, it's also a good idea to periodically check the oil level so that you don't add too much. With the oil now topped off, it's time to replace the engine oil filler cap. Make sure to inspect the O-ring as well for damage. For the last step, you'll want to run the engine again for a couple of minutes and then check the oil level. It may be necessary to add additional oil once it has run through the engine and settled. That's all for this video. If you found it helpful, give it a like. If you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment and I'll get back to you. Stay subscribed for additional Moto Tip videos. And as always, ride safe.